Hi, I'm Sarah Soul. As I was preparing to make this video, and as I'm sitting here right now, I'm feeling a tremendous amount of sensations in my body. I feel tightness in the throat, which is almost turning into tears, but I'm forcing that down. uh, Tightness in my stomach, and especially as I was drumming, preparing for this video. Um, and I still feel it a little bit now. There was a tingling, like a really strong tingling, burning in my heart center. So, whatever those sensations are, I welcome them and I acknowledge them, especially the burning at my heart center. It almost felt like mm, something was breaking apart or landing in a new way, which makes sense because here I am recording a video about body based shamanic journeying. What is body based or body centered shamanic journeying, and why is it so important to me? Well, the way shamanic journeying is traditionally taught in our Western American culture is that it's a way of escaping the body. You go somewhere else, you project astrally. Your power place is someplace else. It's a forest or it's a place on the beach where you go, right? We use that language, you literally go to feel safe and protected and at peace. But it's outside of your normal life. It's outside of your normal self, and it's outside the structure and the container of your body. What this means and what this has meant for me in my life is that I've used shamanic journeying as a really fun way of dissociating. Really fun way of dissociating. And so I've been able to spiritually bypass, and I've been able to sidestep, and I've been able to avoid very important experiences, wisdom, and traumas, healings that needed to occur that have been stored in my body and only abide in my body. And I can only access by experiencing physical sensations within my body. So, shamanic journeying as a mental exercise where we escape the body, there's some benefits to that for sure. And I'll talk more about the power and the beauty of imagination and make believe. I have nothing against imagination, I have nothing against make believe. Incredible. But what I have a problem with is separating the mind and the spirit from the body. Yeah. In my own experience, this body is where the pain is. This body is where the trauma is, right? This body is where the sadness is, the anger. So, of course, I want to leave. Of course, I want to leave, not experience that. And so I've used shamanic journeying as a protection, a self-protection. There's nothing wrong with that. The motivation is always self-love. I want to protect myself. I want to feel okay. I want to feel safe. There's nothing wrong with that. And over time, what I've learned is that that coping strategy has its limitations, and it's no longer, I no longer need it. And I want to tend to the experiences held in my body and learn from the wisdom there. Learn from the wisdom there. I want to share a little bit more about this pattern of dissociating because it's so common. Thank God it's a part of common. Like we all know that term now. We all talk about it. We all talk about spiritual bypassing. Thank God these concepts and themes are widely known within our culture. Thank God. And also, let's get real about how we are enacting them in our own lives. I've always actually been very connected to my body. I've always been super sporty. I love sports. I love exercise. I love physical activity. I love dancing. I love yoga. So I'm very familiar with um, that experience or that sensation, that experience of processing things through my body. And at the same time, I still have a super big pattern of dissociating because my body is very sensitive. I feel a lot. And so when things have been scary, when certain traumas have happened and so forth, I dissociate, right? Check out. After years and years and years of therapy, and years of shamanic healing has absolutely played a very important role in me feeling safer in my body and in healing things within my body as well. Very much so. So after years and years of therapy and shamanic healing and different modalities, in recent time, I wanted to tell you about two types of therapies or two healing modalities I've been working with right now that just feel like the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. The first is I've been working with a woman who's been guiding me through and introducing me to all the different aspects of my yoni. We spend time together and I meditate upon and I go into all the different detailed places of my yoni, the vaginal wall, the cervix, pelvic floor, ovaries, uterus. And all I do, meditating on my yoni, is focus on the physical sensations there, identify them. What is arising? Burning, pain. Oh, and then I say anger, sadness, fear. It's like, nope, those actually, even just the emotions, sadness, that's a story. So again, she brings my attention back to just the physical sensations. And what I've been learning is the tremendous gift of having a yoni and having a female body. For all of you watching this video who have a female body, we are so blessed to have this place of, it's like the origin, it's like the origin, it's the base. It's the void from which everything else arises out of. There's no story in the yoni. There's no story. What a gift. So I've been learning to connect within and abide within that place within myself in a whole new way. And also, I've been healing and working with and addressing emotional repression in a whole new way. That's through the work of Scott Killaby and the technique that he has developed. So with my mentor, again, following the physical sensations in the body, we test certain statements like, this is a good one, I've been working on this for a long time. I feel safe in my body. I feel safe in my body. Take a moment watching this video and just repeat to yourself, I feel safe in my body. And notice, are there any physical sensations that arise? So for me, even though I've been working on this for a long time, I still feel in response to, I feel safe in my body. Tightening in my stomach, like a no, 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 no. You're not safe in your body. That's the body protesting. Also, a tightening in my throat. Whole bunch of different sensations one can feel. And so, what that means is that there's some repression there. There's something, there's some truth, there's some reality that is in opposition to the statement, I feel safe in my body. So then, through the therapeutic process, through this process that Scott Killaby and others have developed and been refining, we go in, identify the repression there, feel the repressed feeling. So that I don't feel safe in, that's the truth. I don't feel safe in my body. That could be connected to sadness, anger, fear. Those are the hurt. Those are the primary emotions that get repressed. And then the emotions that are repressed, repression is unconscious, right? It's unconscious. It's not suppression. It's not like I'm purposefully suppressing sadness, anger, hurt, or fear. What's happened is that it's unconscious. This is a pattern I've built in my life since I was very, 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 very little. And those repressed emotions stay in the body. My language that's coming up around this is they sort of like calcify, they take structure, and then it ends up shaping all of my behaviors and my beliefs. And so literally, I've constructed my whole world. I've constructed my world, how I view the world and how I move through the world around the repressed emotions. And what this means is that in my shamanic journeying, for myself and for others with clients, if I don't pay attention to the physical sensations, then, I need to back up for a second just to make this really clear. So because they're unconscious, because now these repressed emotions are unconscious, the only way we can access them is through physical sensations in the body. Okay, because my mind, I feel safe in my body. I have no problem saying that. I feel safe in my body. I do it with attitude. I feel safe in my body, no problem. And then when I take a second and check in, my body is like, no, you don't. So that's what I mean, is that you can only access the repression or, oh, here we go, or the sadness. I'm a sadness repressor. So, wow, I'm really laying it all out here in this video. Thank you for bearing with me. But I hope this is helpful to help you start to, be aware of these kinds of dynamics, internal dynamics that we have. So I could say, I'm not sad about not feeling sensations in my body. I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm not sad about not being able to feel sensations in my body, right? My mind says, I'm not sad about not feeling sensations in my body. Who cares? And then my body is like I feel sick to my stomach. I feel a tension in my throat. Like, oh, you are so sad. And so the reality is I'm sad. I'm really sad. See, it's right there. I'm really sad. I still don't feel safe in my body. I'm really sad. I still don't want to feel sensations in my body. So the physical sensation is the only way we access the repression. So what I was saying is that if my shamanic journeying, the shamanic journeying I do for myself and I do for my clients, if it does not incorporate the physical sensations, then I'm not addressing the repression. I'm not healing the repression. And I might even, this is the kicker, I might even be reinforcing it and propagating it. And that's where spiritual bypassing gets real, real fast. Because all of the insight, all of the wisdom, and the incredible insight that we receive from the realm of the spirit must be manifested through our bodies, enacted through our bodies, filtered through our bodies. And if our bodies are carrying all kinds of trauma and repression, which we might not even be conscious of, we can behave as we move through the physical world in a way that is in conflict with our knowing in the realm of the spirit. So that is why I am committed in my shamanic journeying practice to uniting the realms of the spirit and the physical, uniting the realms of the spirit and the physical. And I will talk more about what exactly that means in my next video. Thank you very, very much for being here. More soon.